A group of Japanese troops were cheering for the triumph of their experiment. Yet at that moment, the subject began convulsing, exhibiting such immense might that he broke free from their grasp. Shortly after, the scene turned chaotic, and the shackles emitted sparks. In fury, the man seized the doctor and broke his neck. Another assistant tried to escape, but the man quickly dispatched both him and the doctor. The Japanese major commanded his soldiers to shoot, but their bullets were all deflected by a woman. The man charged into the crowd, initiating indiscriminate killing. Recalling the pain he endured, he ruthlessly targeted these beasts. An assistant feigned death to elude capture and aimed to trap the man by pressing the iron door control. Unexpectedly, the man, even blind, could sense his presence and, grabbing a gun, terminated the assistant's life. This film matches the intensity of Train to Busan, starting with thugs assaulting a ship with prisoners under Korean police custody. They aim to free their leader, Park Dae-sang, with a crony ingeniously spewing a concealed wire. Taking advantage of the officers chatting by the door, he used the wire to slowly pick the handcuffs, leaving the nearby prisoners in awe. In less than 3 seconds, the handcuffs were unlocked, but the lackey didn't rush to act, and instead threw the wire to another lackey. He clung to the handcuffs, patiently waiting. It was well into the night. 2 officers had dozed off, 2 conversed to keep awake, and 3 played cards nearby. The thugs, prepared in gear, embarked on their mission to release Park Dae-sang, but stumbled upon the card-playing officers. The noise alerted the officers. They found the thugs, who were dressed as workers, unfamiliar, and moved closer to question them. Unexpectedly, the thugs attacked first, pulling out an axe to kill one officer, splitting his head open on the spot. The second officer was subdued and finished off with a small knife, the scene looking like a high-pressure tomato ketchup spray, and the third officer didn't have time to draw his gun. He was killed with a bone by the thugs. All 3 card-playing officers died due to negligence and were sneak attacked. The thugs then split into 2 groups, one to take control of the ship and the other to rescue boss Park Dae-sang. Before the officers could draw their guns, a thug stabbed one in the appendix with a small knife, accurately removing the yet-to-be-inflamed organ. Meanwhile, a disguised thug was unlocking his handcuffs but accidentally made a noise. When an officer came to check, the thug seized the moment to attack from behind, tripping the officer and letting his companion beat the officer to death with the handcuffs. They then stormed out, taking down all the on-duty officers. The thugs also released all prisoners on board, enlisting them to deal with remaining obstacles. Meanwhile, the group trying to seize the control room killed the captain and first mate, leaving the second mate and 2 sailors to steer the ship. They cut the ship's communication system, aiming to quietly sail it toward the border, but accidentally severed the lab's power line, which awakened a bio-experiment subject who pulled off his oxygen mask. The thugs reached the engine room and engaged remaining officers when a prisoner tried to escape but was grabbed by the experiment subject descending from above. The experiment subject smiled slightly and with a gentle kick punctured the prisoner's body, targeting the groups engaged in fierce combat. To the experiment subject, everyone was a target. A thug tried to strike first but was instantly killed by the experiment subject. A bearded thug, terrified, attempted to flee but was caught and had his scalp forcefully pulled back by the experiment subject's strong foot. Acknowledging the peril, Park Dae-sang and his crew fell back towards the exit. However, the test subject suddenly emerged, decimating a henchman before he could reach for his weapon. Another with a hammer was quickly overpowered by the subject. Despite Park Dae-sang's gunfire, the subject continued his advance, now with the hammer in command. This has got to be the most exhilarating Korean movie I've watched. Assuming it's well received and garners a large viewership, I will upload the sequel in the next video. If not, I will upload another exciting blockbuster, guaranteed to satisfy your eyes.